Hey, everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge podcast, episode number 242. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. And also check out at the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Without any further ado, let's get shit started with episode number 242. Red, white, and blue, readied, untitled rant, plights, absenteeism. Now, before we get started with this episode, you might be wondering to yourself, if you're watching this from YouTube, why the fuck do I have a towel on top of my head? Almost reminiscent to a very Mother Teresa / King Tut-esque head style here. Well, I'll be honest, boys and girls. Vegas gets really hot in August, and the humidity has been unprecedented in the city over the last 2-3 good weeks. And when it's about 108 fucking degrees with like 20-degree humidity in the middle of a fucking desert, it's not fun for anybody. So I put this towel on to just dry my hair because it's just been sweating. So that's the unfortunate effect of humidity and it's kind of being fat and sweating a lot. I just have a tendency to sweat a lot. But out the towel we go, and into the hat and sunglasses we are so readily accustomed to when we're doing these untitled rants, kids. And you might be noticing some flashing, in front of me, and that is actually the television screen showing me Game 2 between the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche in Round 2, Game 2 of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, and I'm pretty sure I just said round 2 or game 2 twice, and I apologize for the redundancy, boys and girls, but this is what happens when you have an untitled rant. You just kind of mumble your shit out. Good. Little smokes here. But I have been absent, yes. I have been absent. Very similar to Colorado Avalanche's defense in Game 2. I have been absent. Why have I been absent? Been eating and sleeping. Usually what happens when, the absenteeism is real on this channel, YouTube, SoundCloud, whatever have you, it can generally come down to just eating and sleeping. and the schedule getting all fucked up because of the piss poor choices in eating and sleeping. And some of the repercussions of that has also been my workout schedule and just generally working out. And if you're watching this, boys and girls, you will notice your boy has been getting a very prominent double chin kind of coming back. And it's always been there, but it's making more of a highlighted effort, more so than ever now. And that's on me. That's entirely on me. I'm not going to be that fucking cunt who gets fat and then blame that shit on everybody else, like McDonald's and my parents, which is, oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. It's the dumbest shit you could fucking tell me. All right. Well, the game's over. Dallas Stars puts the empty netter up 4-2, and now game ends at 5-2. And yeah, much like the Colorado Avalanche, absentees, all of us. But I'm not here to make excuses, boys and girls. I'm here to come on back, recharged, ready to go. Although, to be fair, I usually have dips. And based on my calculation, it's about every 5.5, 6.5 days. Just based on the last 2-3 months of trends of how I usually, push out content. But that's just my feelings on it. It's not real number that we're going off of here because that's information privy only to me, kid. Yep. Kids. When I put on the sunglasses when I'm smoking and I get in a lower decibel of voice speaking. We're going to talk some shit. We're going to talk some real shit. Jacob Blaze. Is it Jacob Blaze? That's right. It is. I could be wrong. It could be Jacob Blake. Jacob Blaze. The gentleman from Wisconsin who was shot by the police officers. And yes, he was black. And he's still alive. That's the other asterisk that we have to put on this story here real quick. So, the headline coming out this morning, Monday morning, was a black man was shot by police officers in the back 5 to 7 times. Now, I'm not going to lie to you kids. I still have to do a bit more research on this. Arrest report, videos and more breakdowns of said incident for me to get a clear opinion on, the situation. But from what it seems like, there seems to be circumstances during the incident, prior to the shooting, that says to me that, okay, the cops could have handled it possibly a little better. But simultaneously, the individual didn't make it easy for himself, to get out of life. Let's just say that. Generally speaking, man, when a cop just tells you to do something, just do it. It's not that fucking hard. And I know when I get that fucking shit deflected back, oh, you don't know what black people go through. I don't know what the black community goes through. That's the honest truth. But I know what Americans go through because I lived in this country for 22 fucking years. Yeah. So when kids kind of within my age or younger than me starts lecturing me about that shit, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? We've been living in the same country and no police officer is predispositioned or programmed to be racist. That's absolutely ludicrous. Based on all I've seen in my 2 fucking plus decades of living here, is that there's always circumstances and context as to what happens in anything. So just to buy into this emotional narrative that a black man was killed by evil police officers again is ridiculous. And I'm not trying to be anyone's fucking friends here. I'm not. That's the honest truth. I'm here to give you my fucking opinion based on the truth. And the truth of this fucking matter is, we still need more information. Why are you reacting and freaking the fuck out and breaking shit and rioting again in Wisconsin? Did your fucking neighboring state of Minnesota just have this whole bullshit go on? Goddamn Chaos 101, motherfuckers. This is how this shit works. Emotional narratives meant to stir you up, to have retards in society, get up in arms, start breaking shit, start burning down shit, and start killing people because they can't think or read. That's ridiculous. This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And this is exactly how communism works. Motherfucker, this is exactly how communism works. You spread misinformation through fear, through violence, through coercion. You provide people with the illusion of choice, when in reality, you're dosing them with indoctrinated ideologies for the greater good. And essentially using people as pawns. Yeah. This is what happens when a society doesn't learn to fucking read. This is what happens when you don't just sit back for like 10 seconds and think and just feel instead. This is exactly what fucking happens. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is George Floyd Part 2. Based on what I've read, based on what I've seen so far, it seems like a George Floyd Part 2, and the fact that there are going to be a lot of fucking people who don't read into the situation and just think and buy into the stupid fucking narrative of, oh, black people are all innocent and cops are all evil. Holy fuck, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This perpetual victimhood narrative that you've been forcing on fucking media and all these goddamn woke-ass celebrities and athletes. It's tiresome. It's already fucking been proven wrong each and every step of the way with facts and numbers. But you keep insisting on this shit like a douchebag like LeWong James. Here he goes again on Mamba Day, 8/24 today, motherfuckers. That's right. Before Game 4 against the Portland Trailblazers, this motherfucker steps to the court and gives his whole spiel about social injustice. And again, I asked the pertinent question, LeWong, why do you give a fuck? When you have the opportunity to use your political voice, to use the gravity of your celebrity for the betterment of many people, you know what you did? You spat in their faces. It's called Hong Kong. I will never shut up in trouble. Unless it's China, motherfucker. Unless it's China, right, bitch? This cocksucker has to be on the fucking Lakers, man. I gotta watch this asshole spout absolute fucking nonsense. Just repeat extremist bullshit that oozes out of Hollywood and these communist fucking mainstream media networks, and I'm expected to just sit here and just watch the basketball? Dude, you are poisoning basketball with your stupid fucking Hollywood celebrity narrative ideologies. Fuck off! I will bet you anything LeBron James didn't read a single fucking thing about the whole Wisconsin incident. He just probably saw a fucking headline, like all these goddamn retarded millennials are, just reading the fucking headlines, not reading the actual article, and say, oh no, the black man died by police officer. Police officers are evil. White people are bad. Gotta post this, gotta be a social justice warrior. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Jackass, read, research, ask questions. Oh wait, no, never mind. You're a goddamn mind slave. Why the fuck would I expect anything from you, asshole? Remember 2016? LeBron James sitting there with fucking Hillary Clinton during the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs World Series? Yeah, 2016. You guys remember that shit? And LeBron James saying they were, yeah, let's go Akron, Cleveland. And then the Indians got their fucking asses kicked by blowing a fucking 3-1 series lead. Very similar to how Hillary blew that shit. Curious, huh? Yeah. Very similar too right now. LeBron James is on the wrong side of history. Let's be fair. He always has been. But lately, he's doubling down on that shit. And it's fascinating to me. Because this is the guy who is in the pantheon of basketball gods, right? For what everyone says, but it's like, well, no. He hasn't cracked top 10 yet. He hasn't cracked top 10 yet. What are we fucking talking about here, folks? People keep bringing up the whole fucking politics shit when you're trying to talk LeBron within the top 5, top 10. But it's like, oh, hold on. That has nothing to do with, like, that has nothing to do with basketball. So why bring it up? And that's the thing, because beyond basketball, LeBron is just a fucking hollow scum. And when you're in the basketball realm, it's like, oh, he's good. But is he top 10 yet? Well, he's not done with his career yet. So that's why I don't even put him in top 10 yet. He's not even anywhere in that fucking vicinity yet. Because if you're still playing, you're not on that list in my eyes. Isn't that a crazy concept? If you're still playing in the league, you shouldn't be in a comparison fucking narrative. Period. But you insist that, oh, because LeBron James speaks for social justice, he's the greatest. He's like Muhammad Ali, like better than Jordan. It's like, well, no. I mean, outside of basketball, LeBron James is kind of a moron. Wherein, yeah, you're getting all these monies, but every fucking opportunity you have a chance to speak, you sound retarded. Whereas Michael Jordan, I mean, if you just want to compare the off the fucking court shit by himself, dude, MJ created a fucking. MJ was basically this fucking guy that says, I'm not going to get involved with politics because I want money on both sides. Which, that's a smart move. LeBron James, oh, you don't like politics? Fuck the president. Don't watch basketball. All right, dude. I mean, the president and a lot of people aren't watching basketball at this point. As the viewership suggests, you should look into that. Ask Adam Silver, your boy. But people bring that shit up. It's like, no. Just compare the basketball. And when I talk about the basketball, it's almost like, hey, dude, LeBron's still playing. Politics has nothing to do with it. He's not in the top 10 yet. Yet. But just as a fucking person, it's like, how do you fucking hear yourself talk and sleep at night? Like, the way you portray this Wisconsin shit, you know nothing of this story. You have read zero to fucking no goddamn arrest reports, researching, or any goddamn court history that this man had prior to the incident. You're just gonna fucking blurt out the next BuzzFeed diarrhea fucking headline because you're LeBron James. Social media extraordinaire. I hope you go fucking choke on a fat bag of dicks, dude. Just unbearable. I mean, you got these fucking athletes and celebrities constantly dogging America, and it's like, dude, you guys sound retarded and illiterate, and it's like you think I can't fucking read. Jackass. Everybody has Google. Generally speaking, most people can read. Not sure about the younger kids right now, though. That's something to be determined, but most people can read, asshole. And yeah, people are starting to catch wind that all these deaths that's happening, these quote-unquote prolific police officers shooting black people are kind of noticing that it's a very similar narrative that's been happening all around. And there are extenuating circumstances, context to this shit. And the generalized and oversimplified narrative that comes out of these incidents, like all police officers are evils, this is why we need to defund the police, is absolutely baseless garbage. Because of one incident, right? Let's say, within a community. You want to defund an entire network of support system that assists the community in the police department. Are you fucking nuts? And some of you watching this right now, it'll never fucking cross into your fucking heads that when I say Black Lives Matter is a communist movement, you're going to feel emotional about it. You are. They programmed you that way. And because you feel nothing but vitriol, anger, hatred, which is the same thing as vitriol. I mean, redundancy here again, boys and girls, but when you feel, you can't critically think. You can't analyze. You can't actually ask the pertinent questions that are relevant to solving something. And because they got you all fucking rattled up, they can do whatever the fuck they want. And that's why you're a slave. Anytime a black man dies at the hands of a police officer, it's a cherry on top as a fucking white police officer or a non-black police officer. All you motherfuckers go crazy. Every single fucking one of you. And notice how I'm not differentiating between race, because there are retards everywhere. No matter what color you are, no matter what sexuality you are, no matter what gender you are, you're all fucking morons. You know the difference between you and me? I'm retarded too. But I admit that I'm retarded. And I try to get better from that shit. That's why if you are in square 0, I'm in square 5. It took me forever to get to square 5. But I'm trying to get the fuck away from 0. Communism is a disease, man. Communism is a fucking disease. You sit there and think, divvying up something equaling amongst everybody is going to solve all the world's problems. It's not. It's not. Inequality, discrepancy is a vital necessity in the human experience for evolution. Roughly translated, if shit's not fair, you get better. You try to better yourself. Perfect example. I'm a fat motherfucker, okay? I'm a fat piece of shit. I'm like 270 fucking pounds. I'm 6'5". I got bitch tits. I got a fucking stomach. And you know what? There's some dudes, minimum gym effort, buff as shit, looks fantastic. They look like a goddamn WWE action figure. Disposable fucking titties and then just... Disposable. Yeah! Because one day they eat like fucking shit and then just droops out, and then the next day just iron it out. Like 6 goddamn sets of like 10 reps on the goddamn bench press. Boom! Like rock solid. That's inequality! Because remember, kids, based on science, the human genetic makeup amongst all people is about 99.99% similar. That 0.001% of discrepancy, that's race, that's gender. That is literally every fucking little physiological characteristic that describes you. But that small iota of a difference, right? That's the inequality. That's where the discrepancy of shit happens. But the beauty of it is between, myself, the fat guy, and the physically gifted, demigod human being across from me, who's super fucking buff, is that if I put my fucking effort, I can get there. I can. Because it's the human effort. It's understanding sacrifice. It's understanding, the building blocks to get to that point. And you know what? You know what system allows for that kind of freedom of movement and development and evolution? Capitalism! Ta-da! Because within communism, everyone's equal. See how that worked? It's not the same fucking thing. Oh my God. You goddamn brain dead left wingers make worse analogies day to day than I just fucking did. So suck my motherfucking dick. God damn it, man. And you know what? You left wing motherfuckers seriously got to suck my motherfucking dick. After the first day of the RNC, I mean, dude, if you are shitting on the RNC right now after a week of the fucking morbidly depressing dog shit that was a DNC last week, I don't know what else to tell you, man. I really don't know what else to tell you. Your taste in media is just trash. It's trash. I mean, the RNC was fucking fantastic today. They kicked it off in North Carolina, and they had some brilliant speakers. I mean, Herschel Walker is a big name that was that was very went viral actually during his speech, and one of the cats, believe he's from Florida. I forget his first name, but his last name is Alvarez. Had a very poignant and beautiful story about immigrants and the American dream. And this RNC, and boys and girls, I have to put a huge asterisk here. I have never watched any national conventions before in my lifetime, ever. I've never watched the DNC. I've never watched the RNC until this year. And I gotta tell you, man, these Democrats are fucked up in the head. These these radicalized left-wing communists are losing their fucking minds. And the only fucking platform they are working on is fear. Fear. Orange man is bad. Chinese virus. Oh, they don't say Chinese virus because it's rude. It's COVID-19. Fear is how the evil choose to enslave the weak. The strong and the just, you know what they do? They allow for freedom. They allow for choice. Yet, who do you stupid motherfuckers side with? Who do you motherfuckers keep trying to cancel? I hope, sincerely hope, boys and girls, that you take your time to watch highlights from both the DNC and the RNC. And try to assess who's for this country, building it up, making it great, trying to fix the solutions versus dividing the country, destroying it, false hopes, and constant victimizing, self-victimizing, just bullshit. I'm going to keep a fucking close eye on the RNC. I'm going to take some more notes, and throughout the week, we're going to talk about this and, kind of mix it up in between with sports ball. So, yeah, kids, the political cap is on. I mean, figuratively and literally speaking, so to speak, and so to speak. Redundancy, motherfucker. This is what happens when you don't have an official goddamn script. So let's go ahead and end this off before we bore you any further, boys and girls. Ultimately, America's great, man. We got to make it better. Fuck the Democrats. Let's go. Let's go to the next episode on the Sky Lounge. Sports ball updates. All right, motherfuckers. I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. And also check out the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Until next time, fuck off.